Got it right.
Fuck. Well, I brought you here to fuck you, but now they got all these pumpkins. And
I mean, if you cut the hole just right,
it is the pumpkin festival, you know. What's more festive than my hard cock?
Drilled into this pumpkin.
Is my dick in the pumpkin?
That's totally in the spirit of everything.
It's my dick in a pumpkin, baby.
All right, guys. So it's time to get serious.
Shit. Hello, everyone, and welcome to Serious Shit, the show where we seriously don't talk about shit, and we also don't record in vertical, like a piece of shit.
Recording like our audio in vertical?
Like a huge, gaping asshole.
I can't load
meant
files.
for nothing but getting used.
That's fair.
Dumping shit all over the world.
Hey, it's October, right?
I'm not done. Yes, it is. It's October. And that means... little deep cuts there. Little peek behind the curtain that I'm not going to explain. Anyways, yeah, it's October, and we got a thing coming up, don't we? There's something...
a birthday or... we need to get the dog fixed.
I think... Is it the holiday where all the nurses turn into sluts or something? I don't know.
No, it's where everyone turns into sluts.
Depends on how.
No, it's where normal people turn into slutty nurses.
Right? Everyone, even dudes, they're just like, what?
I'm a nurse.
All of a sudden, I'm a double D. You were always a double D. You got that way by never leaving the basement. Oh god! Who am I even shitting on? Who am I ripping on? Right? Like, what joke am I telling right now?
I don't know.
I don't know what I'm doing.
They get the image of the person you're insulting in their mind. Like, oh yeah, typical John. You know?
Fucking Derek.
Oh my god! I was literally just thinking Derek. Oh,
see, there will probably be listeners who be like, oh, I know that guy.
Or like any listeners named Derek just like stopped at that point. Like, oh yeah, well fuck you guys.
Yeah, that or maybe they'll comment.
I've got it. Tell us how much I was gonna play League of Legends anyways. Why waste my time? God, who am I shitting on at this point? Like, I don't even know. Like, fuck. Guys, I don't even like. I'm just indiscriminately shitting on everything at this point. I've got a problem.
Just shitting everywhere.
This is even what this episode was about.
Everybody's gonna get it.
Fuck.
I mean, it is. October, and we got a little while before
shit's given.
Yeah, we got a little while before that. Trick or treat and all that. So I mean, everybody's getting ready for Halloween.
All Hallows shits is upon us.
The Dia de los Muertos.
Oh, like, for some reason I'm trying to work the name of the show into holidays. Guys, yeah, we've got Halloween is upon us. This is the spooky month, the All Hallows month. I don't know. I don't know what you want to call it. Like, really, honestly, the celebrations are only really supposed to happen like at the tail end. Yet, like, it's getting out of hand. And we won't shoot the shit on how dumb and irresponsible it is to be celebrating Halloween in the beginning of September because
we've seen it.
Because you're an impatient asshole who wants the holiday to die because that's what's going to happen.
Seen memes.
But we're not going to get into all of that. We're not going to get into how. No, all right.
We're not going to get into that. So let's get into what we're getting into.
All right, guys. We wanted to we wanted to get focused on this. A little focused. Right? We wanted to get a little focused on this one and actually have kind of a topic, which is becoming a bad habit of ours. And we need to stop it after this month. Next month, November is just random month.
No topic November.
No Topic November, great. All right, so you can look forward to No Topic November here on Serious Shit.
Pussy and pogs and whatever.
No, now we can't talk about that.
I know, not now.
Now they're a thing.
We're just gonna do a fucking plethora of everything we can.
Just shit in the room, whatever.
Yeah.
Why someone shit in the room? Now if somebody shits in the room, we can't talk about it because I just talked about it.
A good little October prank. Shitting in a bag and putting it on people's porches.
Yeah, right? That is a fun thing to do.
Or blowing up people's mailboxes.
But we're not going to talk about those things either because we're going to talk about those on a later episode of Serious Shit. This episode, not the episodes in November, not the episodes later this month.
That we've been trying to get to.
We're going to talk about... yeah, it's like a 6-minute intro.
Man, the anticipation is rising. And it just gets wilder.
This episode, we're going to talk about our favorite scary movies. We're going to talk about scary moments in our lives. Not necessarily like, oh man, like my dad got cancer.
Scary moment.
Yeah, but look, we're gonna talk about like moments where we were frightened,
jump scares,
jump scares, and like pranks that maybe were pulled on us or shit like that. So, what do you guys want to start with? Where do you want to go?
How about movies that scared us as kids, and then movies that scare us now?
Okay. Yeah, that
definitely different.
Nice contrast. Yeah,
I have a good one. Right.
Okay, all right, go ahead. Yeah,
one movie I really thought was chilling, man. When I was younger.
Okay.
Darkness Falls. This kid, he ends up looking when because you're not supposed to look at the tooth fairy when she comes and takes your tooth or whatever. He looks, and she's like, I can't remember what she looks like now, but it was scary. And for the rest of his life, she's trying to kill him. And if he doesn't stay in the light, she'll get you. She'll get you in the darkness. Movie fucking. It's not very.
Now I'll tell you something about Darkness Falls. Darkness definitely fell over my television screen when I turned it off because I was done with that bullshit.
I was younger then.
Yeah,
that's for sure.
Yeah, the first time I ever saw Darkness Falls, it was, I think it was a teenager, maybe a little older.
5 years older than me, probably.
No, definitely a teenager. And, yeah, it was like, I hated that fucking movie. This was
That's why I knew I'd say it, because everybody would shit on it.
This is around the time, like, you know, like, I'm also not, like, swayed by Jeepers Creepers. I think it's alright.
I didn't see that until I was older.
It was that, like, brand of movie that was... Boogeyman came... I saw Boogeyman in theaters. And I've learned this lesson. Like, this is a very important lesson. It's nice to treat your girlfriend out to a night on the town. You want to go see a movie, you go see a movie. But if she picks a horror movie, you immediately shut that shit down. Because in my experience... Not once has a woman ever picked a fucking horror movie that was ever worth a goddamn shit.
I've seen it happening 3 times, bro.
Okay, I have a little case that I keep all my movie tickets in, because eventually I'm going to put together this collage. I'm going to put together a poster collage of all my movie tickets. And in the very top of this is a clipping from a newspaper that has, from like 2008, where it had The Incredible Hulk, it had Iron Man, Indiana Jones, and the Kingdom of the Crystal Skull, which I actually enjoy. But
Pretty
you know what we saw? And at this point, we could only really afford to see so many movies so often. So, you know what we saw? The fucking Happening.
Oh,
the theaters at the same. I didn't get to see Iron Man.
That
in theaters.
Newspaper is a clipping of what could have been.
What could have been. I didn't get to see the Hulk in theaters. I didn't get to see Indiana Jones. No, I saw The fucking Happening.
I had to see it 3 fucking times, bro.
And I was excited to go see it too because the trailers were like, "Oh, it's gonna be a gore fest and it's gonna be amazing." And blah 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 blah. And I was like, "Wow, maybe this is the return of M. Night Shyamalan." You know,
try go into it 2 more times, knowing exactly what you're going into.
I would have,
like, almost 2 hours.
I would have been like, you know what, we're done. You and me, we're like this. We had a good run. we got a kid together, but I think I'm done. We're not going to see that happening.
What's a scary movie that really scared you when you were younger, though?
Did you want to contrast that with something in your older life first, or did you want to
contrast?
go through? Do you want to go
Something
through all the
scares
younger
me now.
ones first?
Yeah, let's
all right.
Everyone go with their younger ones, and then
okay.
we'll all go older.
All right. So there are a few that just pop right up into my mind right away. Okay, so the first one is this is kind of a rumor. I haven't proven it yet. I really need to look into it further. But apparently there are two versions of Child's Play. There's the one I'm sure everyone's seen, the one that you guys would think of when you mention Child's Play, and there's a much more horrific version and a lot more that happens to that kid than you want to. I swear to God, that's the one I saw when I was a kid. That's the one I saw, and it terrified the fuck out. There's this whole thing in a boiler room with the kid. There's this the mom, and they revived this in the one that everyone knows. But there's this one where the mom is going in and out of the living room, and the TV keeps turning on and stuff. But I remember that vividly, the scene, not the way the main version, the one that everyone's seen, portrays it. I have an entirely different thing with a different actress.
When you
watch
the mainstream one, you get this vibe this isn't the flow.
Yeah, I remember the original movie very vividly because it scared the fuck out of me. It traumatized me with fucking any kind of. I didn't want anything to do with fucking Cabbage Patch Kids or anything. Nothing. Get it the fuck away from me. Another one is the Blair Witch Project.
Oh, and I'm gonna have to add that to my list too, bro.
Man, yeah, the Blair Witch Project was effective as fuck.
Man, because we watched that movie before they ever knew that it was fake,
Yeah, right? Yeah, and I believed in this movie for so fucking long. Into my teen years, too. Because they did such a good job at selling it. They created fake websites dedicated to people being fans and, wanting to debunk the mystery of
the beginning of the movie.
Yeah,
this is a real
thing. Yeah, and you don't, it's
real
shot
footage
and acted so fucking well that you don't know it's not. In 1999, you don't know that it's not.
Now we're laughing about
it. It freaked me the fuck out, and I think the most effective thing in that film is that they use what you don't know. You don't know what's fucking with him. You don't know why he kicks the map into the river. You don't know what's causing all this shit to hit their tent. You don't know why the one guy was targeted. You don't know. You don't know if it's hillbillies or a cult or an actual supernatural natural entity.
Or alien.
You don't. And that's the sequel. But which isn't inherently terrible, but
I finally saw
kind
it.
of stupid. Did
creepy,
you see it?
Creepy.
It's pretty creepy. Yeah, it's all right.
She gets in that small hole at the bottom. She's crawling through the bottom of the house.
Yeah, but I wasn't.
Anyway,
I'm really scared. I'll never recapture the original, and I still watch that to this day, and I'm enthralled by it. But those are the top two off the top of my head things I saw when I was a kid. It kind of scared me at first, but I could only for the longest time the only scene I could really remember was the drain scene. And I couldn't have I couldn't even told you there was a giant spider in it for years. Just didn't remember. It was mostly forgettable to me, except for that drain scene. Pretty fucking freaky. But those would top my list.
I got I didn't know we were gonna do multiple, so two more that got
I didn't either. It's just kind of
The Ring came out when I was younger. It got me pretty good.
Creepy.
Yeah,
because you have no idea where it's going.
It was unsettling. I wouldn't say it really scared me, but it was unsettling.
Yeah, because eventually you find out the history, what happened to the girl and all that, and it's creepy, man. I had the same bed set as one of the Nightmare on Elm Street kids, and he looks under his bed.
Yeah.
Freddy pulls him in, and he goes into the world of Freddy.
I remember that bed sheet too.
Yeah, it was plain blue, my bed just looked exactly the same. I just seen it that night, and I go to bed, and I'm looking under the bed, and I'm whoa, man, this is bad.
Odle, where are you standing on this?
Okay, when I was a kid, child, maybe 5 years old. Ernest Scared Stupid scared me.
What?
Stupid shit out of me.
Scared
Right
Stupid,
stupid.
Oh my god.
Like,
Yeah. I just recently
like-
watched that not too long ago.
Where
Yeah.
like
They have to kill him with
the
milk.
final the final troll transformation where like all these horns and
It's
shit are
gross.
popping out of him and everything. I think it was more so unsettling for me as a 5-year-old to see
Yeah.
all this shit just popping out
I'd
of
say
this
when I
creature.
saw that, it was pretty unsettling and stuff. But
But
most,
like, I could
on the
not
whole,
watch the end of that movie.
On the whole, it was like your campy.
yeah. I
Halloween
loved
thing.
the movie until it got to that point.
I can see where you're coming
It
from.
was
Like as a real little kid, like seeing that ending.
It was
yeah.
a mashup of a decently scary movie, but you put Ernest in it.
Yeah.
You know?
Yeah. But
And then they kill him.
It's the
with
same
milk.
thing with Ernest Saves Christmas. You've got your basic, like, charming Christmas story, and then you just slap Ernest in there.
Damn it,
Oh my
best
God.
and all.
It becomes a whole thing.
when we were kids,
Love
like
Ernest.
we would laugh our asses off at this in the scene of Saves Christmas when he stops the sled and says air brakes. But
Yeah.
like the only other movie that I can remember scaring me like when I was younger was Arachnophobia.
I've
like-
never heard of this, yeah.
You never heard of Arachnophobia?
No, not once.
And
It's
inform
got
us.
I'm wanting to say Jeff Bridges in it.
Really?
Sounds good.
That's
Like,
a name.
so
the whole
there.
premise of the story is like this fucking like tarantula, fucking like dinner plate sized tarantula that no one's ever seen before, like a completely new species, hops into someone's bag in the rainforest and makes its way to this guy's house in suburbia America, and like the webs that it makes are just terrifying and catches like full-size grown rats, and like it spawns this whole thing like spiders come out, like spiders and scorpions and shit come from a bathtub drain and fill the bathtub. Like this movie freaked me the fuck out.
Yeah, I'm gonna have to watch it
Yeah.
to get the details of
Ooh.
why and the hows and the.
I remember another
That
one
sounds
now,
wild.
like from when I get. Have you guys ever seen a movie called Carnosaur?
No.
I know the name.
Yeah, there was a series of movies actually, but I remember seeing the first one when I was a real little kid, and it's a horror movie, but it's kind of like Jurassic Park minus the park and way fucking more gore and way worse effects.
Sounds like it.
Yeah,
Where's the
but it was called Carnosaur. so-
practical
yeah.
effects?
But I remember this being like, because I at the time I was huge into dinosaurs too, and like Jurassic Park was like, it wasn't scary in the way it was like it terrified me. It was like
An
I have a
adventure
respect
scary.
for these animals because they're terrifying killer machines. Like the part where they're stalked by the raptors and shit. This was like, no, it's all murder. They're death and hatred. That's all the dinosaurs are.
I've never heard of that.
My bad. It wasn't Jeff Bridges. It was Jeff Daniels was in it.
Oh, okay. Well, yeah.
John
That's still
Goodman,
Looks
name.
like him. Then.
Wow, John Goodman.
Stuart Pankin,
Yeah, no, not many others to note, but
but no, Mimi from the Drew Carey Show.
really?
Oh,
Wow, yeah.
the only thing I can think of Jeff
Kathy
Daniels in is the Squid and the Whale. Why am I not thinking
Jeff
of it?
Daniels.
Jeff Daniels?
Is that what you said, Jeff
Dumb
Daniels?
and Dumber.
Oh, that face is definitely familiar.
He played in the show West Wing, I think it
I don't
was.
think I've seen that.
Yeah, he definitely.
Like, okay,
When I seen the Squid and the Whale, I thought he was Uncle Joey for some reason.
You mean from Full House?
Yeah, it kind of
Yeah.
looked like him.
No, that's Dave Coulier.
There's a video I'm sure you've seen, like the truest 3 minutes in American television, like the whole America's not the greatest country thing. Have you seen that video?
No,
No.
Really?
No.
that's
I
scary.
don't-
I don't want to
kids.
talk about it on here. Like, it's a fucking Halloween podcast.
Oh no, it's from a TV show.
Yeah.
Check
Yeah,
that
so.
So what about now? Like
Scary movies now.
what kind of shit has actually like
Dude,
given
yeah.
you a scare now?
Circle back this way. Most recently, Get Out was pretty intense.
I still haven't seen that. God, I
haven't
need to
either.
watch that movie.
no really else way of like describing the plot without it sounding racist. Of course, I'm not that way because it's great. Like him putting this movie out, Jordan Peele from Key and Peele. I feel like he would make a lot of black people afraid of white people because of this movie. I was afraid for him. Like, okay, this guy goes with his, white girlfriend to her family's house. They're having like a family reunion, and then he starts noticing that like, her mom does like, what's it called, hypnotizing and can help people stop smoking cigarettes and stuff like that. But the black fella starts noticing that a lot of people aren't the way that they used to be because he finally meets a black guy at the family reunion that he recognizes, and he's changed. And I'm not gonna ruin it for Vinny here, but it gets pretty wild. Like,
I feel bad about what just popped into my head.
It gets pretty wild.
It makes me think of the scene in Not Another Teen Movie, where they're at the high school party at this guy who's obviously a parody of Steve Stifler, among others, and the token black guy in the movie who keeps saying like, shit, damn, that is like, runs into another black guy, he's like, and he's like, I'm sorry, is there a problem? And he's like, I'm supposed to be the only black guy at this party. And the other black guy's like, shit. It's like, yeah, it's black. Yeah.
Playing on movies.
Yeah. It's stupid. It's a parody.
Stereotypes in movies.
But when you said like he runs into this black guy at the family reunion, the only black guy runs into the only other black guy, and they know each other.
They play it off that way, and that's how it gets you and makes you
that's
scared for them. You know, like it's like, oh my god, you start.
I really do want to watch this movie.
Sweaty,
I've heard amazing things about that movie.
Yeah,
and I'm jonesing for movies
coming
these
from
days
Jordan
that
Peele
will actually scare me, because the horror movies are a joke these days, I think.
Yeah. Have you guys heard of the movie? It's one of the newer Rob Zombie ones, like 43 or something.
No.
Oh,
I've never
I know
seen
the one you're talking
the only
about.
Rob Zombie film I've
maybe.
seen is Halloween.
A
Halloween
number
2.
like that.
Yeah.
Oh yeah.
I know the one.
I feel bad. I haven't
that was
seen
supposed
any
to be
others.
creepy as fuck.
You get the same vibe from all his other movies of all the characters being like down to earth people. Like some of them are like hillbillies. They're gross. They make nasty jokes and stuff. But these characters are all part of like a theme show that they do. Like not a theme show. What would you call it? I don't know. Stage show that they do where all kinds of stuff. Anyways, they're on a road trip to go to their next show, like circus show or whatever, but they end up getting captured and put through these like tests of like killers are coming after them. If they survive the first wave of killers, the next ones come. At one point, they end up eating their own friend who just got killed in the last level, and they're like, we're hungry, so we haven't eaten. And then someone pulls off the cloth to the table, and the friend is laying there with pieces missing out of him. It's like,
fuck.
Rob Zombie went pretty gross.
Yeah,
with this
well,
one.
I mean, you think about House of a Thousand Corpses, which
I've
heard about parts in that movie. I haven't seen it yet, but it's right up his alley.
Oh yeah.
For me, man, I'm sitting here, I'm racking my brain trying to think of
anything that was actually scary.
Now, there have been things that are suspenseful, but I don't necessarily lump those two. Like, I don't lump fear in with suspense. Suspense can be a tool to reach fear, but like suspense can also be just suspense and be used by itself. So there's been a lot of that. If there's one thing, and maybe it's more of a complaint in movies, and maybe it's more of just an unsettling, I hate, and I mean I just fucking hate watching things happen to smaller children, like toddlers and babies or anything like that. Recently, have you seen it? Have either of you guys seen it?
Neither version.
The scene with the gutter is far more graphic than it was back in the day. I don't know if I want to, like, because I don't. It is still a fresh movie. I don't want to spoil it. So I won't say exactly what happens. I'm just saying it's so fucking unsettling, and I hated this fucking scene. Like, I thought about it for days afterwards. It just like kind of fucked me up a little bit. So I can't really say. Maybe I can say I'm afraid because like it scares me because like I have kids.
Yeah.
But and I would like just miserably hate for anything like that to happen to them. So yeah, it scares me in that respect. Maybe the rest of the movie doesn't really scare me as much as it's a really great movie. But
the idea of
just
that
that one part like will be seared in my brain forever, and I'm not comfortable with it. Even just talking about it right now, I'm like squirming at the idea that it just happened. I saw that and it looked realistic and shit. So yeah, like if I have to choose anything from recent years and shit, like I mean, there was this one movie because my big ex and I used to watch like shitty horror movies and stuff, and we bought a couple of those Midnight Masters of Horror things, like because those were like big and circulating for a little while there.
Yeah.
There's one where I can't even really remember the plot of the movie, but like there's the scene where they have the baby and they go check on the baby and it's being eaten by a rat, and we shut it off. We were like, fuck that, we're done. Like, I don't want the rest of this movie. And this was years ago, though. This was like maybe 6-7 years ago. So I can't really say recent. But yeah, like we shut it off. We were like done. We fucking got rid of that movie and everything. We didn't want it.
I can't think of any of the like kids being involved ones because I know I've been struck by a bunch of them.
Yeah.
But like a subject like that gets me in scary or suspenseful movies. Also, is fucking rape, dude. It like it's so unsettling.
Yeah,
Straw Dogs, A Clockwork Orange, even when that starts happening, you're like, God damn.
They're two great films that and I love these movies as movies.
Vacancy, I think, was one of them.
And like, I feel like I have to explain it, but they're, I Spit on Your Grave, the original and the remake.
That's what they're based off.
Not responding to me saying that title, it, like, tells you guys haven't seen it, but the original... No, I know.
The girl gets raped and killed or
something,
right?
No, the original...
I haven't seen it,
I don't think the rape in the remake is as gratuitous, but the original is there's basically a 45-minute rape scene. Yeah.
Jesus.
A series of scenes or something. But however you want to word it. But yeah, 45 minutes of the film is committed to the rape of this girl. But she fucking gets him back. And that's what this makes us so... Like, again, like, in the original, it's too gratuitous. There's too much. Like, you know, like, if you need to show an unsettling rape scene, you could really just pick, like, 15 minutes out of that 45 minutes. And we get it, you know? Like, you've made us uncomfortable. We saw it. We now get the motivation to the purest extent that we could. But they went 45 minutes with it.
But yeah, this is, like,
but yeah, the woman gets her... The woman gets her revenge, and like by the end of the movie, you're like so fucking satisfied because you're like, all right, I sat through all of that, like I witnessed her pain, and I witnessed her like fucking annihilate these guys. And I think it's like if you're into like cheesy like Home Alone-esque type action and like series of events like that, the remake is even better for you because like. There's so much more elaborate kills and shit like that. The way she gets her revenge on these guys, yeah. And the actress is so much more badass in the way that she does it. Whereas the original actress is like way more sly and conniving and playful about it. This one is just a fucking badass. So those two movies, like when I think about that, I think about I Spit on Your Grave.
Yeah.
So. Odle.
Adult
like,
scary.
This whole time I'm sitting here, it's like
absorbing what wears that.
But it's like, you know,
I'm gonna top that.
Well, no, I don't really. I can't really get into scary movies because to me they're so predictable. Even with like
usually
this is gonna be a jump scare.
Yeah.
And
Those are cheap.
I know.
Who
It's
gives a
like
fuck?
what was it? Insidious with like the Darth Maul
like
demon. Okay,
Yeah.
I did enjoy.
I dug the movie,
part 1 and 2. I haven't seen any after.
but
that,
it's
though.
like
You
like
didn't
all
really
these
get
scenes that are
scared.
supposed to be like scary.
it was just
I'm
cool.
like-
It was interesting.
Like
Yeah.
you know, there's gonna be a hand in the background in a second. Hand in the background,
Yeah.
or like
Oh yeah.
this door's gonna shut in a second.
Oh.
That door shut? What?
Yeah.
Like
Yeah. It really is
it's-
easy to call it anymore. And, that's
and
why I
the
don't
thing
get scared.
is, like, so many movies, they rely on those jump scares and they rely on, like, that you have this, like, super quiet moment in the movie and then something's gonna make a really loud noise and scare the shit out of everyone
I
in the
also
theaters.
have another theory about tropes in movies. Like, where's my, like, if your girlfriend picks out a horror movie for date night, like, don't go to that movie. My other one is, if the horror movie starts with just fucking skip it. Yeah, you're probably good.
Like,
The Evil Dead.
well, the thing
I'm just
is,
kidding.
I guess
That's
people
Evil
are
Dead.
Yeah, I was gonna say, that's why they called The Evil Dead.
people are
I
saying, like,
love Evil Dead.
The Conjuring is supposed to be really good. It's supposed to be, like, really scary and all that. But I'm like,
Yeah.
you know, I can't remember the last movie that like genuinely scared me.
Yeah.
That I walked away from it like
Have you seen the Paranormal Activity movies?
I've seen those.
Those are pretty
And
interesting.
okay,
Yeah,
those actually. Thinking about it, some of those like they got me at certain moments.
Yeah,
It's a
maybe
good fad.
in the first 1 or 2, maybe the third
Like,
one. But
which
it's
one?
and the suspense adds to
Yeah,
it. They
and that's
they
the
were
big
really
part
good
of
at
it.
using suspense in those films.
Which one was the one like he finds her like outside, like laying in the yard at some
Like
point,
the second or third.
I want to say it's the second one.
and then like she ends up being possessed at the end, and like
Yeah.
going
second one.
like he finds her like between the bed and the wall, and like she comes at him, and that's how the movie ends. Like
I
that
saw
one,
like 3 different endings, I think, for that same movie.
yeah,
They had a
like
couple
that.
endings, too.
That one kind of got me on.
Found footage usually
the
does.
cops
The Blair
come
Witch
in.
Project has multiple endings.
Yeah, like I enjoy the found footage style because it makes it more believable.
Yeah.
But at the same time,
depending
I'm
on its
like,
use.
you know,
Like-
I still
Diary of the Dead is just.
there's gonna be a figure in the
Yeah.
hallway because
Yeah.
hey, they left their door open, so there's gonna be a figure
can
in the
tell,
hallway that's
yeah.
gonna shut the door.
Yeah.
You know, and it's like all this is like
When a scene is leading
So,
you to something.
Nothing recent scares you at all. Like, nothing.
I have not found a movie recently that has
You
like
should go see it.
I watched a movie
Go
that I
see it.
really hated.
Yeah, I mean, it is just a great movie.
Oh my
yeah,
God.
but like that's why anymore,
I've never seen
like
either
people
one.
are like, "Hey, you want to watch this movie? I hear it's pretty scary." I'm like, "Nah."
Yeah. Yeah, don't do it.
Usually suspense and thriller get me into which
I'm
ones I choose.
alright.
Yeah,
With
I'm
That's
a
what
pretty
I
big
wanna
fan
see,
of. I'm a
like-
pretty big fan of Thriller too.
Yeah.
You know, it's a pretty good dance.
Yeah, right. Yeah. But have you guys? I don't remember the name of the movie, but it's about a girl who ends up sleeping with a guy, and then she wakes up the next morning and he has her like duct taped to a chair and tells her like, you have to like pass this this curse on by having sex with more people.
What?
And then he's like,
Okay.
here, you need to see.
Are you sure
And
you were
people are
watching a
walking
real
to it.
movie
It
and not
follows.
just porn?
Yeah, it's called It Follows. And there's the whole movie, I kind of hated it. But there's one jump scare
was
that
it
you
It-
do not expect.
Was
and
it
it's like,
It Waits or It Follows?
It Follows, I'm
Because
pretty
I have a
sure. It
movie
just
called
hit me.
It Waits. I haven't watched it yet, but
Yeah, I think it follows because that's like, that's what happens in the movie. It follows you. When that person has sex with you and like gives it to you, something.
so it's
something-
a supernatural STD.
Yeah, oh, me and Steven were, yeah.
I think
No
I
one's
just
gonna
found
know
the
him.
title for this one.
Yeah, we were calling
A
it
supernatural STD.
Yes.
we also came up with sexually transmitted curses.
Sexually transmitted curses. No, that's the title right there.
Sexually
Sexually
transmitted
transmitted
But,
curses.
At one point, like what it is as soon as like she contracted it, she may see somebody coming at her, and a lot of times it'll be someone you know, or like sometimes it's someone you don't know. So the first chick she sees walking towards her from like a distance is just a naked chicks walking real slow. They don't run after you. The only thing you can do is either pass it on or get as far away across the fucking globe if you have to buy you some time.
Here I am reminded of yet another thing from my past.
She's standing there in her room with her friends trying to describe it to them. And
like
as soon as like it gives you a minute for like a jump scare, you know it's coming. It hits you with a dude that's bigger than a fucking doorway comes crawling through the door out there. Like usually it's just regular people, but it was a big dude, and it gets you. He starts walking towards her like past her friends, and no one else can see it. Like so, she's just like freaking out. And that would get anybody.
You know what? I actually did just think of a couple of things that not recent, but movies that have actually scared me from like teenage years up.
Well, speaking of teenage years, the thing that I was reminded of just now is I guess, suspenseful thriller porno parody called the 69th Sense, where the woman can see horny people who haven't moved on to the afterlife yet because they never fulfilled their sexual fantasies.
They got an STC.
Well, at least there's no WW on the end of that. An STC with warning.
Sexually transmitted.
That is deep cuts. That's deep cuts right there. You won't get that. I don't know. Anyways, no, but yeah, she has to have sex with these people so they can move on to the afterlife.
Yeah, kind of like that.
Yeah.
It's like they wrote this serious movie off of the porn parody of that.
And the most memorable line of the whole film, I see horny people.
Saw that coming.
And she has that accent too. Yeah. Anyways, okay, what were you talking about?
So
yeah, what scares you?
Get you go.
Like
Let's get you going, Alpha.
Probably teenager.
Tell us all
16.
about it. I'm just gonna keep cutting you off.
The remake of 13 Ghosts. Do you guys remember that?
Oh,
with the guy from Monk.
You know what? When I first first saw it, that was actually kind of scary.
Yeah, like the first time I watched that, I'm like,
you have that on DVD.
I do. I love it.
You just got that on DVD.
I'm trying to figure out the guy Allard. The guy who plays
Billy Allard?
Shaggy in the new.
No, that's a guy I know. Billy Allard is a person I know.
He was really good in it, and
that
the guy played Monk.
There was like that one really beefy one. I feel like it had like a box with just nails and shit through it.
That was one of them.
Like
there's
there
some
was
pretty intense imagery in that.
The naked chick, she was fucking scary.
I remember the first time.
Yeah. Shannon Doherty's on the tub,
you'll remember
checking the water and and then in the other vision, it's the bloody chick in the bathtub. It's like
you might not remember. I don't know if you'd remember this ex-girlfriend of mine, but
Matthew Lillard was that guy's name.
The ex-girlfriend of mine with the last name Kraft.
Yeah.
I saw that at her house once, like a sleepover, and that's all I can call these because nothing ever happened. It was just a sleepover. I was sleeping over at her house, and we watched this movie together and shit. I remember it was like it was pretty intense. Yeah, like that was the first time I saw it.
Also, not Shannon Doherty, Shannon Elizabeth.
There you go. Yeah. Of American Pie fame.
Yeah.
Oh, totally. And she was also in Maxim magazine.
And one scene that I don't think anyone can ever forget, the opening for Ghost Ship.
Okay, yes. The dance, the ballroom scene.
Yeah.
Ghost Ship,
love that.
Ultimately a forgettable and shitty movie.
Yeah.
But that opening, that's pretty fun cool.
Because like the whole
except
the
for
whole
that
of the scene.
Except for the plot hole in that scene where it would totally have decapitated that little girl, but sure, whatever.
But it was like
I can suspend it. Yeah, it was
a memorable and
but that again was that era, like the Boogeyman and Darkness Falls and Jeepers Creepers, and you had all these things that were circulating, like mostly people passing around VHSs and shit, The Ring and all that.
Yeah,
like it was that early 2000s era where like for some reason we were all so fooled into the idea that horror was back, but it really fucking wasn't.
It wasn't.
Really hadn't made it.
Because I remember like Resident Evil 1. Like I hate the fucking franchise. I hate every film after 1. Really, like they're just terrible. 1 is okay as a movie. But there's that part where near the end where the AI is like, you're not gonna fucking stop me, and she like they're in that hallway and it turns into the grid. Yeah, and it cuts that guy up, and I'm like, that's fucking terrifying idea. Like the effects are shit.
Yeah, they're up cheesy. To there was just one.
The last one just came out, or the last one's gone.
Hey, now they're rebooting it.
Yeah, right.
Yeah, they are talking about reboots now, aren't they?
There's I was gonna say there's one like coming out or
from
something.
what it's supposed to follow the dude this time.
Switch it up a bit.
Who cares?
No, not like from the game, like the dude from the Big Lebowski. It's him in the world of Resident Evil.
Wait a minute. Okay.
Like they're
the effects in that whole grid thing are shit. Like especially today.
But
when I first saw it, I was like, whoa.
I wish you guys could have seen this when it came out. I want to say everything about it before I say the name of it, but it started on YouTube about more than a decade ago, like when I was still really young, by an uploader called Marble Hornets. That doesn't ring a bell?
No.
They created Slender Man. And it was a series of videos that were like found footage of them like seeing a really lanky dude, and he turn and he have like no face and everything. Slender Man.
I can't say that at this point I've been scared by the Slender Man thing.
Yeah,
but I can give it the props.
It was like seeing the Blair Witch back in the day.
Yeah, like, it was the modern day Blair Witch because so many fucking people believe that murders have been committed in the name of Slender Man, like real life murders.
Now
so I mean, like it's the modern day Blair Witch. Although the whole murder thing kind of got out of hand.
Yeah, I mean,
I can't remember anyone getting murdered over the Blair Witch.
Like found footage stuff was like surfacing on YouTube like more than 10 years ago.
Oh God, what did I just? This whole murder thing has gotten out of hand. Oh shit!
Keep it light.
Come on, guys. This is like a non-lethal stabbing is fine.
Jeez. Don't go for any major, or just cut a hand off. A finger.
Right. People live with hands. No, God. Yeah, now. So, on to the second, like, moments in our actual real life where we were scared, where we, like, maybe somebody fucked us, we were tricked, it was a joke, Halloween, whatever. I got two sides here. Like I got something primed and ready. So we'll take seniority here.
There was one time, teenager at least, I'd spend a lot of nights during the summers at Gavin's. Like I mean, I would stay at his house for like 3-4 days at a time.
Oh yeah, you and me both. Yeah.
Easily. And we'd always go back in the woods behind his house. Like, we would go back there a lot. I remember one time, probably early teenage years, we were all back there hiking around, like, we were all just kind of doing our own thing. We all knew we were all about the same area and everything. I made my way up, but then I ended up getting stuck where, like, I had a small ledge that I was on, and like a straight drop in front of me that was a good like 20 feet, and like couldn't hardly get around anywhere. So I was just there for what felt like fucking ever. And I'm like, if I try to move this way, it shifts and I feel like I'm gonna fall. If I try to like shuffle this way, like there's nothing to grab onto. I'm like, I'm gonna fucking die here. Like, this is me thinking, like, this drop is a lot further than it is. If I try to, like, jump down here or something, then I'm going to start tumbling down this hill, because it was the hillside. And, like, if I don't do this just right, I'm going down this hill, I'm hitting a tree, I'm fucking dead.
Holy shit.
So I was, like, scared shitless, because it was getting to be the evening. So I'm like, okay, I've got to do something here. I can't die here. I can't just stay here. So, like, I wiggle my way down and plant my ass on this little ledge. Start shuffling myself down to where I'm hanging.
Yeah.
And then, like, I kind of let myself go, but at the same time, just immediately to try to hug everything in front of me to slow, like, my drop.
Yeah.
And I make it down just fine, like, my way down the hill. And it was not nearly as big of a drop or as big of a deal as I thought it was going to be.
Mentally, you had us in the same area.
Yeah, like I thought I was fucked here. And it turned out, no.
You get down there, you're like, what a fucking waste of time.
Yeah.
What a waste of emotion. All right, Trav, you got something primed and ready to go?
I'd have to say the best one is okay, I was a teenager. I'll tell this one. This is a flash forward.
I'm sensing a pattern here because mine.
This is a flash forward, and it's gonna recollect something that happened to me when I was really young. We moved into a house on Center Street. We moved in a bunch of stuff, but my room wasn't done, so I slept in the living room on the couch where, like, a bunch of boxes still were.
Yeah.
Nothing was fully unpacked or done, so I slept on the couch. And that night, I had a dream of some sort. I remember, like, breathing real deep while I was asleep, sweating, but this basically everything's dark around me in my dream or whatever, and a big oil kind of spot is, like, coming down, and it crushes my chest. And as soon as I wake up, I remember having that dream at least when I was like 5 years old. And yeah, that's the scariest thing I could think of. And I'm kind of have a feeling I may have that dream again someday in my life.
Man,
I have no idea why.
If I had more time, maybe I could recollect some dreams that I had.
I've had plenty of scary.
Oh yeah.
I've had plenty of scary physical things, but
there. Okay, so for me, mine also happened when I was a teenager, and actually there are kind of three separate ones, and they all take place in Athens. So yeah, the old Athens days. So alright, so the first one I can think of, there's this like backwoods road that you had to, like, there was the highway, you got off the highway, right to your right was our trailer park, Pioneer Village. And but if you kept going, it was this whole back way. There was this house that for some reason, like, if I think about the house, I think like Texas Chainsaw Massacre, but not so much like open field as in like just off the side of the road, right before a fucking like drop off into a ravine. And it was decrepit, and it was, like, obviously, like, falling apart and shit. And, like, it had all this weird shit in the fucking yard. But, like, there was a bathtub in the yard, and it was always filled with this, like, reddish-hued brown water. It was so fucking freaky, because, like, if we were going into Chauncey, like, we would pass this fucking house, and I would always take notice. It just freaked the fuck out of me. And then I was actually, like, maybe 2-3 years ago, I went back to Athens to revisit some, like, memories, go to see some old places and stuff. And I went up and down this road to find this house. I couldn't find it. I think they probably tore it down or something. But I was finally going to face this fucking place. I was like, I'm going to fucking uncover the mysteries here.
Oh, yeah, man.
Yeah, so I went back and I was like, oh, I'm going to face this fear. Another one was there was this trailer that burnt down, and apparently his family had died in the trailer, in our trailer park.
Oh, shit.
Yeah, and so being stupid fucking teenage kids, me and my friends, like, from the trailer park and shit, we decided we'd go check out this house. and stuff. And obviously, this is like after everything had been, like bodies are out of there and shit. So we're not gonna find anything like that. But we found in the fucking room that was all burnt up. There was like
Probably where the fire
burning.
started.
Yeah, there was like burning throughout the house. But like this was the room that was like fucked. A fucking Elmo doll. An Elmo doll ungoddamn touched. Like, to this day, the idea of this fucking doll fucking freaks me out. Untouched, wasn't a Tickle Me Elmo doll, so, like, if it had still worked and, like, or, like, activated, it would have been fucking crazy, but, no, this Elmo doll, and they decided to keep, because I'm the only one who was like, that's not fucking right. Like, there's nothing in this moment that is right.
Like, we're gonna keep
They kept it. Yeah, they kept it. They torched, and, like, so... Like, over the course of maybe, like, a year or two, like, this doll got so fucked up because they'd freak me the fuck out with it. They'd scare me with it and shit. And I would fucking react in kind of, like, I fucked this doll up over the course of a year or two and shit. I don't know whatever happened to it, but, yeah.
One point, it was, ripped up and thrown in the, creek.
Yeah, that's right.
We found it again.
That's right.
It.
God damn it. That's right.
And then,
I forgot
I'm pretty
about
sure
that.
there was a time
we ripped it
found
up.
it again.
Like, me and Travis got a hold of it, and we ripped it up, and we threw the pieces in the fucking creek, and then we fucking found the goddamn doll again. Yeah. Like I don't know if it was just someone fucking was. They went out and got another doll,
right?
Who knows? There's probably a logical explanation to all
one.
of this, but it was I fucking forgot about that guy.
Sorry.
Yeah.
Well, Benny's gonna be unsettled when he sleeps tonight.
I don't like that doll. But you know what? I'm not even gonna tell the third one because it's not even half as good. And I actually kind of talked about it on a previous episode of Serious Shit. But yeah, the fucking Elmo doll, man.
Topped it.
Fuck.
Fucking Elmo. Man.
Yeah. That was a hell of a one. All right. So I anything else you guys got from the old memory banks? I'm sure there's more shit if we had time.
Always. Yeah.
If we weren't all tired. I worked a 10-hour shift today, and that started at 1 a.m. And it's now coming up on fucking 12:30 a.m. now. So.
I think that's the goodest place today,
Yeah.
Stay scared, my friend.
Stay scared. Yeah, guys, thank you very much for listening. You can always like us on Facebook and Sort of My Brand, or Nerd News page, Sort of My Comics. Sort of My Podcast on Instagram or Twitter. There's this Sort of My Brand YouTube page, which we're getting caught up with and stuff. Eventually this will go up on there, but right now you're probably listening to this on SoundCloud or iTunes. Rate, comment, listen, mostly comment. Just fucking comment. What fucking scared you in your life? What fun or maybe traumatizing memories do you want to share?
What has terrified you? What are some of your favorite scary movies that actually scare you?
Do you like a scary movie?
Or a stupid movie that really scared you, now you realize how ridiculous it was.
Right?
Hello, Sydney.
Oh, Scream, right?
Scream, yeah, you got it. Yeah. Do you like scary movies? That's close. That's pretty close.
Yeah.
Right.
I can hear it.
Close enough.
Close enough.
Picture David Arquette.
I think this is the point where we cue the spooky outro music. It's not so spooky because we didn't have time to put spooky music together.